get this Big Finish release, and this is why I don't buy Big Finish things that much anymore, right? I was vaguely interested in this. I thought the idea of the Seventh Doctor with Carnacki to be a really good idea, especially given that, here, did they have a link to the Carnacki release? The Karnacki release is one of my all-time favorites. It really is. Let me see if I can find it. It was Dan Starkey. Yeah, so it's from a while ago now, right? It is a while ago, but let's see if I can find it. Man, he does a lot of stuff at Big Finish. It was way before all of this. I think it was before Jodie. It was the night before Jodie. Box of Delights. I'm really enjoying Box of Delights. I think I might watch another episode today. That's where I'm going. Susan's War. So it was before that. Man, it was a long time ago. I could have just done a search for Carnacki. That probably would have been a smarter idea. Really? Wow. It's before all of this? Oh, there you go. You get a free one. Carnacki the Ghost Hunter. Right? So this is just Dan Starkey. There's Josie Klosker as well. I forgot there's somebody else there reading the Carnacki stories, which is kind of like a supernatural Sherlock Holmes, right? But it's set in the 1920s, I think. It feels like it's got the same. It feels like the same era as Jeeves and Wooster, right? But this seems to be like a perfect thing to coincide with the Seventh Doctor. And I'm so glad I didn't buy this. Oh, okay. Somebody sent it to me. I listened to it. I'm so glad I didn't buy this because this is... Look, Big Finish, too many times you get woke or dull, right? Woke or dull. This wasn't woke, but it was dull, right? Essentially speaking. It didn't meet its promise. And it was just kind of like underwhelming and obvious is how I would describe it. And then it didn't have enough of a form, right? It should have had a more unified plot between the three stories. Instead, there are three. Seventh Doctor meets Carnacki when he's young, when he's middle age, when he's like in the 30s, I guess, and when he's old, right? So it's three different encounters. Again, I think if they were unified with a singular narrative, it would have been stronger rather than the loose narrative. And then that narrative wasn't that good. So the performances are fine. There's nothing wrong with them whatsoever. It's the stories are, generally speaking, a bit naff, unengaging. Oh God, I'm so glad I didn't buy this. I mean, like honestly, I keep saying that. I'm just so glad I didn't buy this. So let's go with the three stories. The first one is the Haunter of the Shore. So this is the first thing I'm irritated with. You don't even get Carnacki. You get young Carnacki in it. And it's a story that seems to be retreading the Doctor Who story High. Do you remember that? I wouldn't say good, but a very interesting Matt Smith story. Here, let me see if I can find the trailer for that. Because there was a lot good about it. Here, one sec. Doctor. I'll go to YouTube. Doctor Who Hyde trailer. Is this it? Oh, here you go, Doink. So again, it just seems very similar to that. Like it's very much retreading that ground. So let's just pull that up quickly, so you can put yourself in the right mind, so you know what I'm talking about. I say these were my favorite titles of the new era.
I'm talking to the spirit that inhabits this house.
That was good because it was set in the 70s as well. That also really worked.
Spooky.
You didn't come here for the ghost, did you?
Clara. What a shame.
Do you feel like you're being watched?
You're coming. What? To find the ghost.
Doctor!
But does what Doctor Who does well. It mixes science fiction and horror. Which, kind of the go-to.
Caliban Gast, the maiden in the dark, the witch of the well.
She's coming. I think she's here.
Yeah, sadly, it wasn't as good as that. That trailer looked great. It wasn't. So the first story is definitely in that mold where there's some science fiction-y thing going on that makes time go wibbly wobbly, essentially, and it looks like ghosts are occurring. So 1897, young Carnacki investigates the case of Edgemere Manor, where the skeletons of the tourists are left on the shore of the lake. Okay, Carnacki must discard everything he knows when he discovers that the estate hermit is the doctor and that time has been manipulated by an unseen force. The doctor and Carnacki must work together if the mystery of Edgemere Manor is to be solved, the house saved, and the haunted residents find peace. So, again, it was... To me, I found the story too obvious. It was too clear what was going on. It was kind of cool having Carnacki being young and very, very arrogant, and then meeting and then realizing he's out of his depth and meeting the doctor, right? That was an interesting, but again, you really kind of hearing Sylvester's age in this, right? It's not he feels like he's sitting down, right? Which you never really got that feeling from his doctor before. And look, God bless him, he had both hips replaced, So I'm not begrudging him it. So that was it's going to rate that out of 10. That story, I'll say a 6, 5, 5, very average. Very average, right? The House by Georgia Cook. So this is interesting. Georgia Cook has, but I warmed up to her a lot on the making of it. What else she written for? She said that the first person she wrote for Big Finish was Sylvester McCoy, and she's happy to go back and write from again. Well, it looks like it was Matt Smith. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so it looks like she's only been doing like very minor stuff. But her story, I will say, was very well researched. Like it knew what Carnacki was and the Carnacki legend, right? The trouble with this one, again, it's a story where it's very obvious what's going on, right? Is it a supernatural thing? No, it's some sciencey thing. Right, so it just seemed very, very obvious to me. Right, awoken in the dead of night to assist his distraught friend Arkwright, Carnacki. Yeah, so it ties into the lore of the Carnacki stories with Arkwright. The way these stories are framed is Carnacki's sitting around in his club or something, and he relates his strange supernatural X-Files cases to his fellows, right? And the thing with Carnacki that was people really liked is the mixture of science and the supernatural. Like he created a pentagram of like light to protect himself from evil spirits and things like that. So that stuff was kind of cool. So one of the people he would always relate his stories to was Arkwright. So it's looking to the lore of Arkwright and expanding a little bit. It's just a shame it didn't work to the extent of something like All-Consuming Fire, which is the Seventh Doctor meets Sherlock Holmes, which I thought was way better, right? Carnacki finds himself unexpectedly thrust into a long-buried mystery from his childhood and face-to-face with a man he hasn't seen in years, the Doctor. So, but what is the house? Why does everything Arkwright turn into rotting furnishings and wallpaper? Can a man really be haunted by a building? Yeah, so look, Carnacki did have like haunted rooms and things like that, and haunted like objects. Never had a house that was haunted. And again, it's very obvious that there's a science fiction-y explanation that's coming, and the horror really wasn't horrific enough to sell it. The only again, if I was going to rate that out of 10, I'll give it that a 6. It's slightly better than the first one. And the last one by Jonathan Barnes, who I believe directed this. Who directed this? No, Samuel Clemens directed and Jonathan Barnes wrote it. was a good story, but one reasonably good story. And even say good story, it's 7 out of 10. Does not get $25 out of me. All right, no, I'm so glad I didn't buy this. Right, in the heart of England in 1936, there lies a home for wounded men. It's a strange shadow place full of secrets. Terrible beasts prowl the grounds as if guarding something dreadful. Inmates are disappearing, picked off one by a singular resident. A certain now retired ghost finder bravely staves off the darkness. Yet tonight is the night when it's all going to end. For tonight is the night when the Doctor comes to court. So this is the strongest story by a country mile of all of them. And really, maybe it should have been the framing device for the entire box set, right? Because I don't want to spoil it, because something really genuinely interesting is going on there. What is this old Carnacki doing in this strange sanatorium? Is anything real? Is everything what it seems? And the answer is no. And the answer isn't a sciencey answer. It's much more of a Doctor Who supernatural answer, which I thought worked really well. And it took the character and gave him life beyond the story. So essentially they could go back to it. But it's just not good enough. I'm sorry. It wasn't good enough. That's really the bottom line. It wasn't engaging enough to make me recommend it, which I'm really genuinely sad about. All right. And that's how I feel about so many Doctor Who releases now. Right, it's like the quality just isn't where it used to be. The company seems tired to me. Right, it really. Whereas what year was this? 2016. This is a good 8 years ago. This is again. It's so worth it. There's a bunch of you get 1 hour story for free, which is worth it. Right, it's totally worth it. And it's really read well by Dan Stark. It's very well. So yeah, there's this. Now this will be something I would normally go, well, of course I'm going to get it, right? Absolutely. Tom Baker, Lou Jameson. I don't know. Hellwood Inheritance. So they just released the cover. It's an okay cover. Let's see what it's about. All right. But again, normally this is like, oh yeah, no question. I'm absolutely buying this, right? So the Hellwood Inheritance, the Doctor and Leela are chased through a countryside by a headless knight. It's only the start of the problems, because they are in the grounds of Hellwood Manor, the first safari park for ghosts. Well, that's a kind of cool idea. Mistaking a paraphysical investigator, the TARDIS themes are shown to a mysterious ghost catcher device that made the whole scheme possible. But can it really catch ghosts? What's really happening? So again, that story that write-up story doesn't really do much to excite me. Now, Alan Barnes is a solid writer. Don't get me wrong, but it's like another meh. Yeah. And so you get another 2-part story with the Memory Thieves. The Colin World of New Pasita was a peaceful for many years, but with the strange electric pulses started to detach in its forest, and they are started to get stronger, and then people lost their memories. The Doctor and Lena land in a communal turmoil, doomed to instantly be a mysterious abeyance unless the TARDIS crew can save them. But with reports of monsters being seen in the locality, this may prove harder than expected. Can they rescue the minds of the... Okay, I've talked myself out of this. Or will they forget what they have to? I've totally talked myself out of this, which is a shame. You know, I was pretty much with that rain from the beginning. Oh God, I can't even imagine how bad this is. Anything with Audacity, I'm like, no, run away. This is literally anything I'm looking forward to. Right, the War Doctor Unknown Soldiers. I hope it's good. It looks like it should be good, right? And I'm also kind of looking forward to this, because they do interesting thing with the Steve Noonan First Doctor, right? They push the boundaries a little bit. Psychic Infiltration, no. The 8th Doctor rom-com and New Doctor, Classic Doctors, New Monsters, no. Laws of Mistral, no. Future Doctor, no. Torchwood, no. man, I would love to know the sales figures for these. Like, does anybody want them? I don't know. I'll probably get this one, Vampire of the Mind. That's got to win. But yeah, no. Man, they've really cut down their lineup. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm certainly not getting the Genesis of the Cybermen. It's just a dull story, right? It really is. Spare Parts is way better. And I wish that Hooklight have the same problem with that Tom Baker set. The story is just like, well, I'd rather listen to an older one. Right, and that's how I felt all the way listening to the Seventh Doctor and Carnacki. I all the way through it, I kept saying, "Man, I would much rather listen to an older Big Finish story." Right, it didn't engage me at all. So I don't know. Look, man, it looks like a light year. They seem to have really pared down their products, unless they're going to announce new things. But I don't know. It looks like they've really pared down what they're putting out, which is probably a good thing, right? Probably a good thing. Anyway, so sadly, I can't say this is a recommend. It's just weak. Is the only word. It really is. It's just weak. So sadly, right? Sadly, it's been a while since it's been any good. Sylvester McCoy. Yeah, I'll say we'll do this, and we'll do. Oldest first, right? Oldest first. You're bound to get things I can recommend. Fires of Vulcan for $5. That sounds expensive. Scatter of the Scourge is good. Fires of Vulcan. Bang Bang of Boom I liked a lot. Flip Flop was very clever, right? That was when they were like really pushing forward this. I mean, honestly, these should be about $3, not $5. Yeah, Magic Mousetrap. I'd much rather listen to that. There's so many more Seventh Doctor stories I would rather listen to, right? Over whatever this is, the Doctor and Carnacki, which is a shame because it really should have worked better than it did, and it sadly didn't. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.